Howdy folks, welcome back, and if you happen to be new, don't forget to subscribe while you're here. So, a couple days ago, I put up a little short reel, or whatever it's called on the old YouTubes here, of this 2002 Harley Davidson Dyna Wide Glide with just an absurd amount of miles, like an insane amount of miles for your average Harley, or what people think of the average Harley. So I figured, since the video got tens and tens and tens of thousands of views and a lot of comments and a lot of back and forth in the comments section, I should make a little bit longer form video and, give you guys the full story on this bike and maybe hopefully give a couple people an idea of what Harleys are actually capable of, not just like the stereotypical Harley AMF from the 70s that leaked and sucked. And that is a thing, like, the shovel heads, to get them to run good and to not leak, it does take a fair bit of work. But Evo and up, especially the twin cams, this is a twin cam. This one here is another friend of mine's bike. It is also a twin cam. I think the last or second to last year of the twin cam. This thing, I think, has 80,000. My Dyna has 78,000. But yeah, it's, high mileage is not crazy. This one, though, this one's got a little bit more than 78 or 80,000. So like I said, she's a 2002, and the owner bought this thing brand new and has been just riding the heck out of it. And he actually kind of slowed down on riding it because he does have a couple other bikes, and that is sort of how I met the guy. So about, 8 or 9 years ago, back when I worked at a BMW dealer, and I was the finance manager, assistant general manager, this guy came in buying I think it was a K1600. And we get to talking, while I'm doing his paperwork and all that, because that's what I did, was all the paperwork. So there's a lot of questions and back and forth. And anyways, we get to talking, and he's telling me about this bike and how at the time, I think it had 140 or 50,000 on it. And, he was telling me all the riding he does. He's in the San Francisco Motorcycle Club, which is a super old motorcycle club up in the city, and I think he goes to SAC for work, and they do all these runs and stuff. So it was really cool, and basically, he bought the BMW to take a little bit of the pressure off of this thing and was using that. And I also think that was around the time that he was getting married, so he's going to be riding two up more. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they were just girlfriend and boyfriend back then, but whatever. So yeah, this thing is just, it's crazy. So like I said, he bought it brand new and rode the heck out of it all the way up until, he said, just under 150,000 miles. So you can see he's got his 100,000 mile badge there. But right now, she has 193,055 miles. So right at almost 200,000 miles. And he has been doing regular services to this bike. The engine has been rebuilt. So, right under 150,000 miles, I think around the same time he bought the BMW. The engine was tired and ready for a freshening up. So, not only did he, have the engine rebuilt, it's got a 103 kit, Screaming Eagle jugs, aftermarket carburetor there, the old flat slide, the big sucker, the Thunder header. It does have a cam in it as well, and it's mean. Also, while it was in the shop, they went ahead and put a 6-speed in it. So that's pretty awesome too, especially for chewing up those highway miles, which he does a lot of. Other than that, though, he claims he's had no major issues with this bike in almost 200,000 miles. And I just gave it a service. So now it's going to be ready for almost 200,000 before it's ready for another oil change. And I honestly did not have to do much to this bike. Of course, engine, trans, primary oil, all that, went through the adjustments. I did put new tires on it. He's a big fan of the Metzler 880s, so we went ahead and put a fresh set of those on there. And I just went over everything. I flushed the brakes. Everything works really good on this bike, though. I was very impressed with it. Steering head bearings feel good. The motor mounts are still tight. The thing, it rides good, and he is going to take it up and over 200,000. These bikes, if you take care of them, they will take care of you. I think that the number one thing, well, there's two issues that Harleys have. The main issue is owners who work on their bikes themselves and they don't know what they're doing. I'm sorry if you're one of those people, but I've been working in the industry 15 years. I've seen more problems with motorcycles because of the owners than motorcycles because of the manufacturers. Just the nature of the beast. Everyone thinks it's just a silly motorcycle. I can work on it myself. They don't take the time to look stuff up or read or whatever. It just is what it is. The second thing is people don't ride their bikes enough. Bikes like this and bikes like this that get ridden all the time. I'm talking 4 days a week, out there ripping, long trips, short trips, all that. These bikes are the ones that we see the least amount of problems out of. If you're out there riding regular, not, doing wheelies and stuff like that, but riding regularly with Harleys, the third thing that people do wrong when they ride is they lug. They ride at too low of an RPM and they're just chugging along on their bike. Or when it comes to shovel heads, people turn the idle down really low and there's no oil pressure at idle and they just sit at red lights and the thing is starving for oil. Just the nature of the beast. Like I said, the AMF Harley stuff was not awesome. It's still not junk. Like, it's still, thankfully with Harleys, there's 1,000 companies that make every single part. I'm exaggerating, obviously, but the aftermarket stuff is huge. So you can get parts, you can make them better than stock. But from the factory, this twin cam engine is just pretty dang phenomenal when it comes to reliability when ridden regularly and serviced regularly. Big things there. Let me get in nice and tight so you can fully get the idea of condition. Obviously, the wheels have a little bit of surface rust on them. The fork legs, a little bit of corrosion, nothing crazy. The chrome is in pretty darn good shape. Really hard to believe that this is a 200,000 mile motorcycle. Well, almost 200,000 miles. Like, the paint looks good. It doesn't leak a drop. Not a single drop leaks out of this bike. All right, guys, so like I said, the short just got an insane amount of views and a ton of comments and people arguing about Harleys and how they're not reliable or whatever. So I figured she's deserving of a video, an actual video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you happen to be new, please subscribe while you're here, and we'll see you real soon on the next one.